bursting into markets it's never been before.
Wonder Boy's here.
I hear him talking about me.
You talk like a little girl.
Wait, I'm sorry, man. I'm just not as big as you. Not as big a man as you.
Jeff came along and we were like, okay, this is what Earnhardt looks like with a coat of polish.
More of a refined guy.
Who looked like he stepped off of a GQ magazine cover.
Everything about Jeff Gordon was shiny, from his haircut to the finish on his car.
Painted like a rainbow. Boy, that thing became iconic in a hurry.
Jeff was the first guy who took NASCAR from the showroom floor at the Ford dealership to the boardroom floor on Fifth Avenue.
Earnhardt kind of looked at it like, who's this kid? Who's this dang kid coming in here getting the spotlight?
My daily deal right here, ride the farm first thing in the morning, check the fence, make sure everything's all right.
Dale Earnhardt was from Kannapolis, North Carolina, a textile town where you had blue collars and dirty fingernails.
It was a tough upbringing for Dale. They did not have a lot, and they worked hard for everything they got.
His father was Ralph Earnhardt, who was a short track legend.
We have a new leader, Ralph Earnhardt in car number 50 in the lead.
Ralph Earnhardt refused to give in to the lint-head textile mill life. That's what his son Dale saw.
He was really the guiding force in my life and direction of which way I was going in racing.
Dale kind of crashed through. There wasn't really a plan. He quit school. You know, he was like, I'm gonna make this work. He basically was homeless for a minute.
I've done insulating work and welding work, front end alignment, brake work. I've done a lot of things in my time just to get to where I'm at.
He was gonna do everything he could do to race. And he also lost his father.
When he first died, I was mad for several years about it. I was upset and mad about it. I just didn't even think about it, didn't even want to think about it.
I felt like that Ralph's death ramped up Dad's ambition.
I was a driver back in the 70s when he first came in, and I think he got noticed the way he drove and raced.
Dale immediately had success. He was Rookie of the Year. He backed it up with championship in 1980.
He just continued to have so much ambition because he so missed his dad. His dad wasn't seeing what was happening. His dad didn't get to see him make it. And I think that just drove Dad crazy. I think that made Dad the tough customer that he was. And, you know, he raced his guts out.
You can't ever overstate the impact of the father figure in your life. And I think about Dale Earnhardt, and the reason he wanted to race was because that's what his dad did. Even if deep down, Ralph would have preferred Dale going to school and doing something different. For Jeff Gordon, I mean, all the chips were pushed in.
Hi, I'm Jeff Gordon. I'm 13 years old and I'm running sprint cars. I'm from Vallejo, California. I've been running quarter midgets for 8 years, go-karts for about 4 years.
I grew up modestly. My parents worked really, really hard to start their own business from the ground up. You know, I saw that, so I appreciated that.
Jeff Gordon had no choice but to be a race car driver because his stepfather, John Bickford, was obsessed and had Jeff in a quarter midget just about the time Jeff could walk.
He was the right kid at the right time to give me a chance to live my childhood. I've always been around race cars, and it became fun for him and fun for me, and it was a family thing, and we had committed ourselves.
Every weekend we went to the racetrack, and in between those weekends, we drove an hour and a half or 2 hours sometimes just to practice, just put as many laps on him as we possibly could. He didn't like that, but it was important.
Yeah, there were times when I did miss out on things, and there were times where, I was wanting to be with my friends. But of course, as those friends remind me today, Jeff, you did the right thing. I think it worked out okay.
Jeff was winning so much and dominating so much that he was like getting bored. We could see as parents that he wasn't even really enjoying it anymore, and he needed to be challenged.
My long trip goal is really to get in an Indy car.
So what do? You want to race in Indianapolis one day? You pack up and you move to Indiana.
Oh, Indiana, it was on. When I got to Indiana, and I'm now in an environment that embraces racing, that was ideal.
When they went to the black, number 3, whoa, that was the start, because racing fans were already increasing by the multitudes in the late 80s. He knew that they were coming to see a show. And as money came in, prestige came in, confidence built, the Intimidator was born.
Now you have a black car, a nickname that's cool, and a fan base that's growing. The Intimidator status helped Dale out a lot, and he used it.
I've heard drivers talk about how Dad would run over them and then put his arm around them, and they would go, yeah, you're right. And then a week later, they're like, damn it, why did I let him do that? He had this ability to sort of, you couldn't stay mad at him.
Throughout his career, Dale Earnhardt had a series of rivalries, and they were heated ones.
Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt, which dominated the sport in the early 90s. Those two guys who looked like they basically came from the same neighborhood. Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon looked like they didn't come from the same planet.
If you're a young kid racing sprint cars in Indiana, you have this dream of being Mario Andretti and A.J. Foyt. They went from sprint cars and midgets and Silver Crown cars and went on to race at Indianapolis. And that was pretty amazing in the 60s. It was not happening in the 80s.
Because if you were going to be in one of those cars, you either had to have the right last name, you had to be an Unser, you had to be a Fittipaldi, or you had to walk in the door with millions of dollars in sponsorship, not $100,000 in sponsorship. Frustrated, John Bickford and Jeff Gordon decided to go south to Buck Baker's driving school. You'd ask Buck Baker about Jeff Gordon, and the first time he got in that car and his eyes would light up.
Jeff has been an inspiration to a lot of the other students that are here. I've put him in different cars, from the Bush type to the Winston Cup, and he just adapts.
When he saw what the kid could do on a really difficult racetrack, having never driven one of those cars before, everybody knew that they had something special.
I've kind of looked into some ARS and maybe some Indy cars, and I'm kind of looking at the stock cars right now, and I definitely like the stock cars.
He got in that car, and he loved it.
I think if I start young and and build myself up in a really good car, I think down the road, I could really be competitive in a Winston Cup car.
And that, I think, is what started to turn the switch to, what about NASCAR?
Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt measured one another by the success of the other. Their success was measured by how that other guy did.
Now you've had a chance to see the cars. Any thoughts now?
Worried about this kid.
There is no question challenges motivated Dale Earnhardt. No question in the late 90s that it was that 24 car and Jeff Gordon.
We're a team of the future, and I think we're going to be the team to beat.
Jeff gave Dad a new challenge and inspired Dad to achieve for more.
This is the moment. They're ready to fire them up and begin the Daytona 500. Dale Earnhardt, the man who's been tilting at this windmill for 18 years. Is today the day?
Winning the Daytona 500 was the last box Dad needed to check.
I don't know how in the world Dale Earnhardt hadn't won Daytona.
We would always come up a lap or two short.
He felt like that he was supposed to accomplish everything in the sport, and that was obviously a big missing piece of that puzzle.
Green flag goes in the air, and we are underway in the Daytona 500.
Earnhardt, in his 19th try to win the 500, has moved into second position, and Jeff Gordon has come to third.
Here goes the pass. Gordon making a move on the inside of Earnhardt.
And boom.
Earnhardt hit the outside wall hard and rolled down the back straightaway. And for the 19th time, Lady Luck deals a bad hand to Earnhardt.
People remember Dale Earnhardt ending up on his roof. What they forget is who he was battling for position when he hit the wall coming off of 2, and it was Gordon.
And that's like, oh, man.
The last thing you ever want to do is crash Dale Earnhardt in the Daytona 500. So, you know, I really wasn't trying to do that, and I don't feel like I did.
That was the day where, even at the racetrack, you kind of felt that generational shift a little bit, like, oh, okay.
The checkered flag and the 500 is over. Jeff Gordon is the winner of the 1997 Daytona 500.
What a moment. His first 500 at age 25.
When Jeff won Daytona, I'm sure that got under his skin.
It bothered him bad.
I think Gordon was a little impatient at that point, but still, you know, he went on and won the race. He's running his race, but that's the way it goes.
I know Dale's tried for many, many years, but, you know, that doesn't make it any less desirable for me. And I wanted it really bad, and I knew I had to get ahead of him if I was going to have a shot at it.
I really hate to bug you, but we would like to get a comment.
It's over with.
That's it, guys.
Daytona's over. We're going to Rockingham.
I think Jeff woke up something in Dale Sr. I can still do this. This kid ain't going to take my plate without a fight.
Earnhardt has been the leader. Still has yet to find the key to the gate that opens to victory lane.
Earnhardt striving, struggling to finally win this 500.
Jeff Gordon dropping back.
This could be the Daytona 500.
Come on, baby! 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will win the Daytona 500.
Daytona 500 is ours. We've won it, we've won it, we've won it.
When a young, great talent like Jeff Gordon comes along, it pushed Dale Earnhardt to have more of a drive to win that Daytona 500 in '98.
I'm here. I got the look out my back.
Most rivalries just fade out. Somebody gets old, someone is injured, someone retires, it just kind of fades away. The Jeff Gordon-Dale Earnhardt rivalry died on February 18th, 2001.
The 3-car down.
For me has always been, what would that rivalry have been? You know, would we have had a second chapter?
I never in a million years thought that I could tie Dale Earnhardt for wins.
Jeff Gordon rounds turn 4, gets his first Phoenix win.
And when that win came,
as Jeff Gordon salutes the number 3 as it was driven by Dale Earnhardt.
And we knew that it was going to be maybe controversial to some of the Earnhardt fans, but it didn't matter. You know, that was a great way to show respect.
It was meant to be a tribute. It was meant to be a thank you. It was meant to be a moment that this was the man by which I measured myself as a stock car racer. Thank you.
I just loved it. I thought it was great. Anybody saying anything great or showing any kind of recognition to Dad is a great thing, but it coming from Jeff Gordon, who's accomplished so much, made it even more special.
The coolest thing was Dale Earnhardt Jr. coming over to Victory Lane.
Hey, man. Thank you. Hey, that was really cool. Hey, that's an honor.
By him saying Dad would have been proud, that solidified it for me. That was, I'm so glad that we did that day.